We are back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, just about 5 minutes away from the Class B state championship between Ogallala and Lincoln Pius X. And it is my extreme pleasure to have Bill Ramsey, the head boys basketball coach at Cozad the last 25 years, as our guest color commentator for this Class B game. And Bill, you're very familiar with this Ogallala team. Were you surprised that they ended Wahoo's 114-game win streak last night in the semifinals?
No, I really thought that was very possible. If they could beat the press, I thought they could beat the Wahoo. I really did. I was surprised that they beat them quite as badly as they did. But, you know, they just got on a roll and started gaining confidence and then just did a super job.
And in the other semifinal, maybe just about as big of an upset as Pius beat Lexington in overtime. Surprised with that one?
Yes, I was. Really expected Lex to win this game. I don't believe Lexington had as good a game as what they had played in our district, but of course the competition is better when you get down here. So sometimes seemed like Pius just kept coming back in every game they played in and did an outstanding job.
And quickly, maybe who you think might have an edge in this B final?
Well, I'm going to have to go with Ogallala.
They beat your team twice.
Yes, they did. And but Pius, you know, if they can hang in there, you got to watch out for them.
Oh, they've been dangerous down the stretch. And we will be back with more pregame activities and then the tip-off of the finale, the Class B state championship, right after this.
The most exciting sport in America today is World Championship Rodeo. And Pro Rodeo at its best returns to Pershing Auditorium March 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It's the John Morrell World's Toughest Rodeo. Friday is KOLN, KGIN TV, Gas and Shop, and Hinky Dinky Night. Get exclusive $3 ticket discount coupons from Gas and Shop and your Hinky Dinky store. Or purchase John Morrell Franks or Cold Cuts at Hinky Dinky and get a half-price rodeo ticket coupon. It's the John Morrell World's Toughest Rodeo at Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium March 20th and 22nd.
There's a business where the president lives in the factory, where the board of directors meets under open sky. For this business, DuPont created Accent, the post-emergence herbicide that's gentle on the environment, gentle on corn. Just 2/3 ounce of Accent protects corn from foxtail and all the toughest grasses, and protects the land as well. That's important, because in this business, goals aren't measured by quarters, but by generations. The Accent is on tomorrow.
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 5 on 10/11.
It's March Madness!
Welcome back to 10/11's live coverage of the Boys State Basketball Finals. Brought to you by your local Case International dealers. And NC Plus, America's down-to-earth seed company.
Just a couple of minutes away from the Class B state championship between the Ogallala Indians and the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Schmoll, and I will be bringing you this game along with our guest color commentator, Bill Ramsey, the head boys basketball coach at Cozad. And Bill, I know you're real familiar with the Ogallala team. Tell me about the strengths of this Ogallala squad. I know they've got one real top gun.
Well, this Chad Spady's probably, I think, one of the best players in the state, and he's Mr. Outsider, Mr. Inside, and of course Jeremy Glenn is a big asset underneath the basket, and he may be able to neutralize Pius's big man. I'm sure that's what Coach Etzemiller is thinking, and then they have some really strong guards that. Kane's a good shooter, and Mann is a good shooter. They just have they have a sophomore, of course, by the name of Kosmicki that's they're just an all outstanding shooting team, and I don't think the stats probably show really how good a shooters they really are.
And Pius on the other team is a team that got off to a rough start, losing 3 of their first 4 games. But let me tell you, the Bolts are on a roll. They have won 11 straight games, including some huge wins like over Kearney, Hastings. This Pius team is on a roll, and we will have the Class B state championship game coming up.
And now, here's an important safety tip from NC Plus Hybrids. When you're out in the country this summer, drive carefully, because NC Plus 4275 will be stopping traffic all over this area. At 108 days, it can out-yield hybrids that are a week later and give you lower harvest moisture to boot. So drive safely, and don't get upset if that pickup you're following stops suddenly, because NC Plus 4275 is worth watching.
Next time you need gas, make your choice carefully. Choose a fuel that not only delivers outstanding performance, but is good for the economy and better for the environment. There's one fuel that's American-made from a renewable resource. A fuel that lets any car run cleaner, reducing harmful emissions and air pollution by 25%. Ethanol, 25% cleaner. Next time you need gas, look for an ethanol blend. It's part of the air pollution solution.
You know, I used to think my own opinion was all that mattered. But when you're spending your hard-earned money on a new car, it's nice to get a second opinion. And when 3.5 million people second that, you've got a winner. Ford Escort. Prepare to be impressed.
And right now, you can get low 2.9% financing for 48 months on any new Escort in stock. That's the lowest interest of the year on the best-selling American small car. But it's only for a limited time, so see your Ford dealer today and prepare to be impressed.
We're just a couple of minutes away from the start of this Class B state championship game between the Ogallala Indians and the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts. We've gotten Bill Ramsey's opinion on the Ogallala team. Bill, I know you didn't play Pius during the regular season, but you've gotten to see them down here at state. Tell me about the Pius team and what this team's strengths are.
Well, I think this Adam True is really a fighter inside, and I've watched him in the 2 games, and you know, when they need the basket, they went to him and got it. And then they have really good outside shooting too. And the game against Lexington, well, they hit that 3, you know, from the corner, and that really showed to me a lot of poise that they have. And then when they were down by 10 against Central Catholic, well, they came back and you just had a feeling they were going to come, and when they did, they really did go very fast, and they just took Central Catholic out of the game.
Now, what type of game do you expect? Is this going to be a lot of pressure defense, up and down, a lot of half-court offense, slow it down? What type of game can we expect?
I look for Ogallala to try to play a 90-foot game, but I kind of look for Pius maybe to play a zone defense and play a half-court offense.
And I tell you, one thing that's maybe is surprising about Ogallala's win yesterday over Wahoo, 84-68, was the way Ogallala dominated that basketball game.
Well, they're really tough on the boards, and with Spady and Glenn and Kane, they can all sky, besides being fairly tall, and you know, they just, I thought, dominated the boards against Wahoo.
En route to the finals, Ogallala beat Nebraska City 58-40, and then upset number 1 Wahoo 84-68. Pius went over Central Catholic, a come-from-behind game 64-61. Pius then came from behind to beat Lexington in overtime 62-59. And now here are our starting lineups with Roy Churchill, RPA announcer.
Jeremy Weiser. Number 35, 6'2" senior, Doug Goodwater. Number 53, 6'2" senior, Darren Hannigan. And number 55, 6'6" senior, Adam Crew. The assistant coaches at Pius, Ray Ferricki, Bruce Ekstrom. The head coach, Tom Seib. The starting lineup for Ogallala, number 20, 6' senior
Ryan Mann. Number 30, 6'2" sophomore, Andy Kosmicki. Number 40, 6'2" senior, Kent Kane. Number 44, 6'7" senior, Jeremy Glenn. And number 50, 6'5" senior, Chad Spady. The assistant coach at Ogallala, John Mason. The head coach, Mark Esselmeyer.
Well, they're the starting lineups, and some of the Ogallala Indian crowd is there really getting psyched. Pretty good crowd on hand here for the Class B state championship. The 9 o'clock game. In the past, we've always had the Class A in the finals, but to alleviate the crowds, they've moved the Class B back to the 9 o'clock. Do you like that, Bill?
Well, I think it'd be more exciting for the players to have this game, where it has been usually reserved for Class A. And so, I think it'll be really good for Class B basketball.
Either team have to be careful about a slow start here. I know that Ogallala really jumped all over Wahoo yesterday.
If I were Ogallala, my biggest concern would be to come down off of that high and not be able to be mentally ready to play tonight, because it was like a state championship game against Wahoo.
Good point. Well, we're all set to tip it off here in the Class B state championship. The Ogallala Indians, they are in the white jerseys. Ogallala will be moving from our left to right. Pius in the green jerseys, trimmed in white and green, white and yellow, and Pius will be moving from right to left. Jumping it up in the center, Jeremy Glenn, a 6'7" senior for Ogallala, and Adam True, a 6'6" senior for Lincoln Pius X. The final Class B state championship game is underway. The Class B finals. Holy cow! What a start!
Great stuff, great stuff. He did that to us.
I tell you, is this college basketball? The alley-oop to Chad Spady, and if that's not an in-your-face intimidating move, I don't know what is.
That was fabulous, Jeff.
Unbelievable. That has got to be the best play of the state tournament thus far. A dunk on the alley-oop, opening it up. Turnaround jumper is short. No good by Goodwater. Although it goes out of bounds, and Pius will keep possession. This crowd is just buzzing after that play. They'll work the ball into True. Adam, the big workhorse, hits it. He's a good shooter outside, isn't he, for as big as he is?
Yes, that was what I was wondering about, if they could stop him on that shot.
Here comes Ogallala the other way. Pius playing zone defense, right, Bill?
1-2-2, I believe it is.
And on the turnover, no, out of bounds, or rather they're just going to call a kick. Good hustling defense, though, by Jeremy Weezer. Pius has always been known for good, tough defenses, though.
They usually played man-to-man, and this year they're playing zone, Jeff.
A 1-2-2, kind of a matchup zone. They'll really be careful with Spady. I know that's one of the big concerns. And a turnover on Ogallala's part. The starting guards for Pius, John Burt and Jeremy Weezer. Yes, there is another Burt brother. John's older brothers, Tom and Charlie, great Pius X players in the past, and now John just a sophomore. And here comes Pius the other way. Adam True, his shot is blocked, but a foul will be whistled on Jeremy Glenn. Are Glenn or Spady, are they prone to foul trouble?
I really think Jeremy Glenn is really prone, and, I think that's something, if Ogallala gets in foul trouble, that could really be a determining factor in this game.
Well, Jeremy Glenn picks up his first, team's first, and Adam True will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And he rattles the first one home. There you see Tom Sibe in his 6th year at Pius. 4 times he has brought the Bolts to the finals, but never has Pius won a state championship under Tom Burt. Second free throw is, or not under Tom Burt, under Tom Sibe, excuse me. Second free throw, no good. Here comes Ogallala quickly the other way. Kent Kane, no good. Underneath Spady. Little strong fight for the rebound. Jump ball. Ogallala will lose the ball on the alternating possession. The Indians start Ryan Main and Kent Kane at the guards. Jeremy Glenn, 6'7" senior inside. Chad Spady, he's the guy to really watch, number 50, who had that alley-oop dunk. And Andy Kosmicki are the forwards. Pius on the attack. Goodwater Doug drive, shoots from 12. It's a little bit strong, and Spady has the rebound. Here comes Mann the other way for the Ogallala Indians. And Mann almost has it taken away by Jeremy Weezer.
I think that the guards for Pius are really misleading. They're a lot quicker and a lot better than what people think they are.
And they will try to create pressure on the outside because Ogallala dangerous on the inside. Shot on the way by Kosmicki is no good. And John Burt skies for the rebound. Here come the Bolts on the running attack. Darren Hannigan, that guy's a great shooter. Hannigan he's trapped a bit. Crew comes outside. Man-to-man defense by Ogallala. That's what they like to play pretty much straight up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They might go to a 1-3-1 zone later, Jeff.
And there's Chad Spady with a strong rebound. And Goodwater is called for his personal foul. Spady pretty much a good just overall player.
Yeah, he's a great player. He had 11 rebounds, I believe, the other night against Wahoo, and then 30 points. So probably a lot of assists, too.
Here come the Ogallala Indians on the attack. They'll work it inside to Jeremy Glenn for 2.
That's what I kind of expected, that inside game.
Pius maybe have a little bit of trouble matching up with the 2 big guys inside. They do have Adam True, whose shot is blocked right there. Nice defensive play by Jeremy Glenn. Three-pointer is good by Kent Kane.
Well, he did that the other night, too.
Good shooter from the outside. Kent Kane averages 12.6 points a game. A 6'2 senior nails the 3, and it's a 7-3 ball game. And now Pius turns it over. The Bolts will have to be careful. This is kind of what Ogallala did to Wahoo last night. They jumped out to a 23-11 lead after 1 quarter, and the Indians never looked back from there. Outside, this is Kosmicki for 2.
Really good teamwork there, Jeff.
And it's a 9-3 ball game, as 4 of the 5 starters for Ogallala are in the books. True, 18-footer, in and out. And a nice rebound by Kent Kane, and we had a foul on the other end. Foul on Pius. Let's see who they whistled it against. I believe on Hannigan. Hannigan picks up his first. That's the second team foul on Pius. Ogallala trying to get it inside. It's knocked out of bounds by Goodwater.
Seems to me like the teams have been having trouble getting the ball in bounds a lot of times.
Any particular reason for that? Just good pressure defense?
Well, I think some teams are playing man-to-man on the out of bounds, and they've been used to a zone defense in most of their games.
Jeremy Glenn has it stripped away. Here comes Pius quickly the other way. Weezer slows it up, gets it to True. That guy, he missed it.
That's a good play by Spady.
And a foul on Jeremy Weezer. I was just about to say, let Adam True have the ball down that low, and he's going to score every time. But then he missed it, and here, no doubt about that foul. Chad Spady. Spady is a kid who's, 6'5", and he can handle the ball out on the court as well. There's a timeout on the floor with 4:16 left in this first quarter. It's Ogallala 9, Pius 3.
This, of course, is a stop sign. But so is this. And if you want to prove it, just see your NC Plus dealer and try one of these high-performance NC Plus hybrids. They're setting yield standards and stopping traffic all over the country. So see your dealer and plant NC Plus this spring. But just to play it safe, better warn your neighbors. NC Plus, America's down-to-earth seed company.
Boots. Jeans. Where can you find an unbeatable selection at low, low prices? The Fort. From jeans and boots to traditional Western wear, at the Fort you'll find something for everyone. Shop the biggest selection in the state and take home big savings. Stock up now on Lee Storm Riders. Straight leg regular fit pre-washed, only $16.98, or pepper wash as low as $19.98. The Fort. Western Outfitters, 56th and Highway 2 in Lincoln.
Back to live action, and Bill Ramsey, our guest color commentator. Pius not getting off to a very good start shooting the basketball, Bill.
Well, that's right. And great penetration that time by Mann.
Mann scores, and now all 5 Ogallala starters are in the books, and it's 11-3. Ogallala opening up a big lead over Pius. It has kind of been a stigma that the Bolts have not been able to win in the finals at state, and they would sure like to erase that tonight. And there's a big man who could sure help their cause. Darren Hannigan, the 6'2 senior, knocks in for 2. He scored 20 points last night, and Pius's win over Lexington led the Bolts in scoring. On the baseline, Kosmicki loses it, but it was knocked off. Nice defensive play. Mark Johnson checked into the Pius lineup, and the ball went off of Johnson. And so Ogallala will keep possession. A substitute coming in for Ogallala, just a second. Three-pointer on the way, way short, as Mann did not find the range. Hannigan will slow things up. Whoop, bad pass. Bad pass by John Burt. And checking into the Ogallala lineup, number 24, W.D. Craig, a 6-foot junior for the Indians.
One thing about Etzemiller, he's not afraid to sub, so they had several players that they put in there.
Shooting percentages so far, not so good for Pius.
1 for 8. That's pretty poor. 4 for 6 for Ogallala. That's pretty good. A lot of turnovers so far.
Yeah. So Pius will get the basketball on the turnover. There's Mark Johnson bringing it up. He's checked into the Pius lineup. Johnson palmed it. Good pressure defense by Ryan Mann. The man-to-man pressure. Pius doing a lot of dribbling right now and not a lot of passing on offense.
I think they're going to have to get that ball into that post man if they're going to have any success.
Adam True, the big guy, 6'6 senior, and he is a load. Can score from the inside and outside. Spady.
That shows his versatility. He can go outside and shoot the 3.
Yeah, we've seen him score on the alley-oop, and now he nails the 3. Looks good doing it. True turns around, falls away, way short, underneath, put up and in.
Good
by
rebound
Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson's only 5'10", but if you get the right positioning, you can do the job, and he did a nice job of just putting it right back up, right?
Ogallala didn't check out there, and that just kills you.
The lob pass inside underneath is
Great
good by
pass, great
Jeremy
pass.
16-7. The Indians back in front by 9. Nice pass underneath, but great defense. Jumper on the way by Johnson, and he is fouled. Who was that, I think, on that defensive play coming up from behind? I think it was Kent Payne who knocked it away from behind, showing a lot of athleticism.
He can
some athletes out there.
This guy, he can jump.
They never told us out in western Nebraska they had athletes like this. They had some great Class B teams out that area, didn't you?
Southwest Conference, you know, it's pretty tough.
You bet. We hear a lot from the Southwest Conference. Teams like Lexington, Cozad, Holdridge. Been a lot of good state tournament teams from that area.
Okay, we're going to play this one now.
Johnson misses the first of his 2. That foul was whistled on Chad Spady, his first. Second one strong, and with a rebound is W.D. Craig. Craig brings it up, gives way to Spady. In the corner, that's Kosmicki. He'll set things back out top to Craig. Kane, off, no good. Craig with a rebound is fouled.
You notice they're doubling up down on Glenn down there in that post. They're really coming and helping, so that's going to leave that outside shot open.
Ogallala, good outside shooting team.
I believe they are, yes. They have the ability to shoot well, but they're going to get it inside a lot, too.
John Burt whistled for the foul, and checking in for Pius, number 11, Todd Riddle, a 5'6 senior. And also in for Pius, number 45, John Sand. Amazingly, Pius qualified for state last year and lost in the first round to Wahoo. But Pius did not return any starters off that team. In fact, Adam True was the only player who even played for the varsity last year. But Pius had a real good junior varsity team. They've got great tradition, and this team has really gelled here late in the season.
Coach Side's really done a good job with these guys.
Excellent job. He's a very good coach. I know, well respected in the coaching ranks. Second free throw also no good by Craig. And it remains 16-7. Both teams having a little bit of trouble at the line. Ogallala 0 for 2. Pius just 1 for 4. Driving shot, no good. True with the rebound. He's up strong and misses it. That's a couple easy shots that uncharacteristically Adam True has missed, but he is drawing some fouls, and that is the second on Jeremy Glenn. And so with those type of fouls coming up, Glenn having 2 and Spady 1, I think Pius wants to keep pushing it inside.
Well, I'm kind of wondering what Coach Etzemoller will do if we get foul trouble with Glenn. You know, who's he going to put on the big, tall guy from Pius?
Yeah, does he have a very good bench? Any good kids to bring off?
Well, he put a kid in the other night that I hadn't seen play, but he really did a pretty good job for a few minutes.
True makes them both this time down the floor. He now has 5 points in the ball game, and it's 16-9, 1:30 left here in the first quarter of action, the Class B state championship. Craig under a lot of pressure, gives way to Kane. Kane, nice pass on the baseline to Kosmicki.
Beautiful drive, beautiful drive.
Good unselfish basketball on the part of both squads.
They really attacked that baseline.
Why is it coaches always say, don't give up the baseline?
There's no help.
Here's Pius on the attack. John Sand with the shot. It's blocked. Sand will try it again. The turnaround, no good. Underneath, the rebound is put in by John Burt, the 6'2 sophomore. And again, you talk about positioning. That's why coaches go bald, I think, isn't it?
They really took the ball right to Glenn, trying to pick up that third foul, you notice.
On the baseline, it's Kosmicki, no good. Spady tries to lob it up top for Glenn, but coming away with it is Kane, no good. And down strong with a rebound. Nice job by John Burt. Long pass, and it's going to go out of bounds.
What a hustle, what a hustle.
Chad Spady tipped it, and then it went off Darren Hannigan's shoulder. And so Ogallala will get it back, 18-11. Kent Kane to Craig. A lot of pressure defense. They're trying to trap him, and they get the job done. Hannigan comes the other way with it for Pius.
Great defense by Pius there.
Pius knows how to trap that basketball. This is Todd Riddle. Little guy, 5'6". They'll toss it all the way out to Hannigan for 3. No. Who's going to get the rebound? There's still time left. 3 seconds. Pius can get a shot off. No good, though. And at the quarter, it's Ogallala in control. 18-11 here in the Class B final. Back with more right after this.
And now, here's an important safety tip from NC Plus Hybrids. When you're out in the country this summer, drive carefully, because NC Plus 4275 will be stopping traffic all over this area. At 108 days, it can out-yield hybrids that are a week later and give you lower harvest moisture to boot. So drive safely, and don't get upset if that pickup you're following stops suddenly, because NC Plus 4275 is worth watching.
Free till 93 during the Irish Bargain Party at Ernie's in Ceresco. This is no blarney. It's the year's biggest total home furnishing sale. Price reductions on all major brands. In Ernie's furniture, carpet, and pool table departments, all is free till 93. What better time than now to select a new bedroom, a lazy boy recliner, or carpet your family room? Free till 93. Interest-free offers too on electronics and appliances. You'll save plenty of green during the Irish Bargain Party at Ernie's in Ceresco.
Back at halftime in the Class B state championship game, you get a look at Tom Seib. Ogallala leads at 18-11, and Bill Ramsey, our guest color commentator, the head coach at Cozad. Bill, probably the big difference in that first quarter field goal shooting.
Yeah, Ogallala 8 for 15 and Pius 4 for 18. So they're shooting the same number about, but better percentage by Ogallala.
A lot better percentage, and now a foul on John Burt. That will be his second. So the young sophomore guard will have to be a little bit careful the rest of the second quarter if he wants to remain in the basketball game.
How many of these Burts are there anyway?
I tell you, Charlie and Tom Burt were great ball players, and looks like young John is going to keep up the tradition. I know those Burt brothers have really caused some headaches over the years for opposing coaches.
Yeah, I just hope they wouldn't have any more kids when I was coaching at Cozad.
Well, I'm sure some people said that about the Sartoriuses back a few years ago at Cozad. How many of those did you have?
3.
3 of them. Inside, Adam True going to the hoop. Short, no good. Nice rebound by Spady. Spady didn't have the positioning, but showed his athleticism going up and over for the board. This is Kane. No good, and a nice rebound by John Sand for Pius.
Really checked out well on that.
How much of rebounding do you feel is positioning?
I think it's about 9 of 10%, you know, 9 of 10 times you're going to get it at your position.
Pius misses on a couple of tries underneath. Here comes Ogallala the other way. Spady loses it through the legs of Adam True, and it will go over to Pius. Any surprises so far in this ball game, Bill, or kind of what you expected?
Kind of what I expected. We're going to see now if they can handle Pius's big boy with Glenn out of there.
Glenn checks out. He does have 2 fouls, gets a little bit of a break.
But it looks like Spady's going to guard Adam True now.
W.D. Craig into the lineup for Ogallala. True.
He just has so much weight that he can push you out and go right to the hole.
And he's not only a big, strong, physical kid, he's got pretty good quickness and an excellent shooting touch.
Real quick and a soft touch.
Here's Ogallala on the attack. Craig.
Dangerous cross-court pass.
Oh, but look at Kent Kane. Kent Kane knocks it home. That gives him 5 in the ball game.
Those cross-court passes as a coach drive you crazy because they're so easy to pick off.
And a foul. Foul on Ryan Mann. And especially as quick as players are getting anymore. What do you think about the lob pass we see so much cross-court? Not the one that's down below, but, you know, the guys, they like to get the ball up over their head and then kind of lob it all the way across court.
I don't like it because it's telegraphed so much.
Here's Pius on the attack in the green. Jeremy Weiser. Weiser inside to Sand. Nice, strong move by John Sand, a 6'3" junior. And Pius cuts it to 5, 20-15. And there's the steal. This is Weiser. Yes!
They're coming back now. They just keep scratching.
20-17. This is the trademark of this Pius, the 10th team. They will never quit. And they'll keep coming at you, coming at you. They came from behind to beat Central Catholic, came from behind to beat Lexington here at State, and now they're coming from behind. Looks like Spady. Does he have a bad leg? I see him limping over there.
He fell the other night, really got a bad bruise. I noticed he was icing it after the game.
So that could be a key as Chad Spady is limping and Pius making a comeback.
Northeast Community College in Norfolk is a comprehensive community college serving over 30,000 Northeast Nebraskans through credit and non-credit courses. In a state-of-the-art modern setting, you'll receive personal attention from the caring and supportive staff. Northeast Community College in Norfolk, building communities one mind at a time.
Here's your burger, ma'am.
Runza, food just like Grandma used to make.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, where Pius making somewhat of a comeback on Lexington. The Indians on the attack, and the jumper is good by Ryan. Man, this is a really balanced club.
They just, any one of them can score, and they can all shoot a good jump shot.
That makes Ogallala very dangerous indeed. They work the ball inside to Sand. John Sand's jumper is short, and Sand commits the personal foul.
I bet Coach Etzemuller worries when Spady goes down like that.
How did he hurt his thigh? Did you see?
Yeah, he came down with a rebound and lost his footing and made a loop and went right hard to the floor.
I'll tell you, I don't know if it's affected his jumping ability, though, with that alley-oop that they used to start the game. Kane tries to throw it, almost loses it, and they do.
You know, this is a non-contact sport.
Well, I tell you, we saw in the Class C1 game, I know you were here to watch some of that, that Battle Creek team had some bruisers, and there was a lot of contact underneath.
That was just a terrific game.
Yeah, it was. Excellent game. Battle Creek, a last-second shot, winning it. Here's Pius on the attack. Oh, what a nice shot by Adam Drew, falling away and everything. And now it's Steele. Hannigan throws it up and is fouled. Kent Kane will pick up his first personal. I thought for a second I heard the booing that it was the Pius crowd that they had reversed it, but it was the Ogallala fans that didn't like the call.
Pius really is hustling. They're just running all over the floor and going after loose balls. And, you know, this has been a trademark of Ogallala, so it's going to be quite a ball game.
W.D. Craig comes in, and Ryan Mann checks out. And one thing in Pius's advantage is they like to play 7, 8, 9 guys sometimes, and when you keep bringing people off the bench, they'll go hard for you for a couple minutes. Especially when you know if you don't go hard, you're going to lose playing time.
You know, one of the things I've noticed in this tournament, we haven't had very good free throw shooting as a whole.
Yeah. Any reason? I know in college basketball it's been the same way. Maybe have they made the rim smaller?
They went to the same psychiatrist that Coach Nees went to,
yeah.
I think.
I kind of wondered about that. Coach Nee they had a psychologist work with the Huskers on free throws, and they had a horrible year shooting free throws. I bet they don't renew that guy's contract. Here's Ogallala on the attack, and Pius comes away with it on the turnover. The Bolt. John Burt, he'll slow it up.
Seems awful physical to me out there.
Yeah. And we're just watching. Imagine if you were out there. Hannigan to True. Looked like True might have got fouled on the arm, but no call. Although the Pius coaches are not really making any bit of a protest. Here comes Craig across the line, and a foul on Hannigan. That will be Hannigan's second personal.
I think the physical game might favor Pius a little bit.
Really? There you get a good look at Mark Etzemiller. He's done a real nice job with the Ogallala team, hasn't he?
Oh, he's had a fabulous record there the last few years, and they've come down to state and haven't played as well as they have ordinarily in the year. And I told him tonight, I said, well, you finally made up for it last night.
You bet. You bet. They are the ones. Ogallala will go down in history as the team to end Wahoo's winning streak, 114 games, longest in Nebraska high school history. In fact, it is the third longest streak now in the nation's history in high school basketball. And the Ogallala Indians can hang their hats for quite some time on that victory, but I'm sure it will lose a lot of its luster if they don't go on and win the state championship.
You know, Mick Anderson and the Wahoo really took it, though, really well. I was really proud of the way they finished as true champions.
You bet. And the Wahoo crowd gave a standing ovation to Ogallala. A lot of class up in that community.
That was great. That's high school basketball.
You bet. Especially high school basketball in Nebraska. A lot of places around the country you wouldn't see that. Ogallala back up by 4. True just inside the three-point line. Rims it in and out. Hustling for the rebound is Craig. Craig gives way to Spady. Watch out behind you, Chris. And he throws it away.
It's not like him to do that.
And I'm sure that Chad chastised himself as much as anybody, and as a result, the coach, when you got a kid like that, you don't really have to yell at him because you know it hurts him to make a mistake like that.
Oh, he's a great kid.
Here's Weezer. True. Adam True goes hard and scores.
Great move to the basket. Really a quick move.
Got some kids on the floor out there with some college potential, don't we?
We certainly do.
To the baseline, Kosmicki to Spady. Kane will take it and hit it. 3.
Great three-point shot.
Kane now has 8 points in the ball game, and it's 27-22. Ogallala in front by 5. Adam True backs in, shoots it, and it's short. And it will go off W.D. Craig's leg, and Pius will keep possession. There's a timeout on the floor. It's Ogallala in front, 27-22.
In the beginning, there was only one source for home heating and water heating. While it worked, it did have its drawbacks. Eventually, man evolved to electricity because it's clean and safe. And because it comes from abundant, readily available energy sources, electricity is the most cost-efficient choice. And right now, you can get up to $800 back when you install electric heat and water heating. Electric heating. It's the natural selection.
The city of Wahoo takes pride in their outstanding high school students. These individuals have always been a source of encouragement, standing as examples of hard work and determination. These area businesses would like to show their support for Wahoo and the Wahoo-Newman high school teams. Good luck in the 1992 state high school basketball tournaments.
Oh, turnover.
We're back at Class B state championship game and talking turnovers. Bill, I know you got a couple statistics.
Okay, Pius has 5 turnovers and Ogallala has 11. Both shooting a lot better, or Pius shooting a lot better. They hit about 5 in a row. 9 of 29 and 11 of 20.
Adam True dove to the floor to try to tie up the loose ball, but instead, Adam picks up a personal foul. That is his first. And going to the free throw line to shoot will be W.D. Craig. He is 2 for 4 in free throws, has 2 points in the game.
I think maybe Adam True was just a little bit out of his range on these last couple of shots down there. They pushed him out a little bit further.
And with Jeremy Glenn back into the Ogallala lineup, maybe they want to try to get him the ball down low a bit more. Craig makes the first, earns the bonus. And Ogallala up by 6. Hannigan checking in for Pius. And John Burt will take a break.
You know, Lexington didn't make their free throws last night now, and I think the free throws really haunt you if you don't make them.
You bet. Craig strong on the second one, and a good job by Doug Goodwater to tip it forward to one of his teammates, and Pius gets the rebound. Here come the Bolts, trailing by 6, 28-22. Adam True inside, it's good.
Might as well let him go when he's got you beat like that. There's no sense of fouling him.
How do you try to defend somebody like that? We see Kane with the jumper. It's good.
He's got so much weight, he just pushes you out of the way, and then he's so quick, he just goes around you then. You have to have help.
Yeah, exactly. The steal by Craig. And a good job. Did you see Jeremy Weiser kind of gave Spady a little bit of a shove, but not enough to call a foul. And a nice job by Jeremy Weiser, the 5'8" senior. Up, turnover.
That pressure, putting on getting the passing lane, that really fouls you up, and that's what Ogallala's doing right now.
John Sand will take a seat on the Pius bench, and coming back in is Ryan Mann, giving W.D. Craig a break. Mann has 4 points in the ball game. Kent Kane leads Ogallala. He has 10 points in the ball game. Oh, there's a turnover. And Ogallala still turning the ball over, I'm sure, much more than Mark Etzemiller would like to see.
Threw the ball to the wrong side of the player. Should have thrown it to the outside, and he threw it to the inside, and he just couldn't quite get to it.
Weiser brings it up against Mann. Adam True.
There's that help I was talking about.
Yep.
They called a foul on it.
Yeah, Spady reaches in a little bit, and Chad picks up his second personal foul. So now Spady has 2 and Glenn has 2. Adam True, those wide shoulders of his, he's really carrying a lot of the weight and a lot of the burden for Pius right now.
You know, as coaches, I think one of the things we look for in officials is consistency, and this has been pretty consistent. It's been pretty rough, but it's been pretty consistent.
And that's going to be on Weiser. Yep.
He wasn't set.
Yep, no doubt about that one. And that will be the second personal foul on Jeremy Weiser. And Chad Spady will go to the free throw line to shoot for Ogallala.
Both teams are in the 1-on-1.
Spady gets
rattle her home.
They all look the same in the scorebook, though.
Okay, one on.
Although sometimes you start thinking about that second one a little more when the first one rattles like that. Not Chad Spady, nothing but net. 32-24. Ogallala up by 8. Mark Etzemiller pleading for his team to get their hands up on
zone defense now.
That's odd for Ogallala, isn't it?
They played zone quite a bit against us.
Adam True gets it to fall.
But that's probably on Kane, I think.
Adam True has 15 of the Pius 28 points. Or rather, 15 of the 26 points for Pius. I was giving him 2 more than the Bolts have. So,
is he a good football player?
Looks like he should be. I'm not sure. It's good by Adam True as he completes the 3-point play. And here comes Ogallala the other way, 32-27, 5-point game. Traveling.
Pius extending their defense a little more all the time, bothering the guards. Ogallala.
Ogallala has got to be concerned with all the turnovers. The Indians were not bothered by turnovers yesterday against Wahoo, and Wahoo's a team that's really known for pressure defense.
Oh, great block.
And now Adam True, maybe in frustration, picks up his second personal foul.
I think that's one of the hardest things to teach your kids when they make a bad play or have bad luck, then not to just make it worse by having another foul or make another mistake.
We've been talking about free throws and maybe the inability of people shooting free throws. What advice do you have for players to try to work on their free throw shooting?
Practice. Establish a pattern. A lot of concentration.
You hear some of the stories about how many free throws guys like Larry Bird shoots in the off season, and it's nothing that just comes naturally. Good block on the play from behind by John Burt. And Pius again extending that half-court defense.
Pius's defense on the inside is better than I thought it would be.
I'll tell you, they're playing some pretty mean defense on the outside as well. And now Hannigan is whistled for his third personal.
You know, when you body a guy, though, and bump him and keep hitting him and knocking him out of position, well, I think that should be called a foul.
Yeah. It's kind of like sometimes the refs will let you get away. There's a timeout on the floor. Sometimes the refs will let you get away with a little bump, but then if you keep having bump, then pretty soon they're going to say, hey, that's enough. I'm going to call it.
That's right.
17 seconds left in this first half of action. Ogallala leads at 32-27. The Indians led at 18-11 at the break, but Pius has been battling back pretty well here. 32-27 is our score. Pius has been battling back pretty well here in the first half of action. And if you wonder about ratings, Wahoo coming into the tournament was the #1 ranked team in Class B. Lexington was the #2 ranked team. And these two teams here in the finals upset those two teams yesterday in the semifinals, excuse me. Ogallala over Wahoo, 84-68. You see one of our young fans here at the Devaney Sports Center. And Pius beat Lexington 62-59 in overtime. I was at the studio doing our roundup at the time, but I was listening to the game on the radio, and that game sounded like a whale of a ball game between Pius and Lexington. Pius came out and scored the first 7 points of overtime?
Yes, Lex missed a layup and start the tip, and then just things went bad from there. They missed another shot, and then Pius hit a 3 and a couple of free throws, and they were out of it.
Kent Kane, the leading scorer for Ogallala thus far, knocks down the free throw. And he now has 11 in the ball game. His team up by 6. Second, bounds off, no good. Adam True has the rebound. 6-point game, 15 seconds to work for Pius. Let's see what kind of shot they try to get. 8 seconds. This is Burt all the way, no good. Beatty has the rebound. They get it loose, 2 seconds. No, is it good? Oh, didn't matter. That would have been a tough one to call if the shot would have dropped. So the first half of action is complete here in the Class B final. Ogallala leads at 33-27. The big gun for Ogallala in the first half was Kent Kane. He had 11. On the Pius side of the ledger, Adam True had 16 first half points. And Dick Janda is with Pius, the 10th coach, Tom Sibe. Let's go over to Dick and hear Coach Sibe's thoughts.
Coach, your thoughts about this first half? Ogallala's had the lead, but Pius is hanging tough.
Yeah, we're trying to hang in there. We're changing defenses on them quite a bit. I think we did a pretty good job on Chad Spady, but some of their outside guys have hurt us a little bit more than maybe I anticipated, but we're trying to make some adjustments on that at half.
How much have the first two tournament games taken out of Pius? An overtime game last night.
You never know about that. You know, I've tried to give the guys a little bit of blow every once in a while, and I guess we won't find that out probably till about the middle of the fourth quarter, so we'll hope we can do our best.
All right, Coach, good luck the second half. And we'll be back with more here from the Class B Boys State Championship after this timeout.
Planning your future, which way do you go? Make the right choice.
You can make the right choice at Central Community College. Choose from 36 career areas or begin college through our academic transfer program. Campuses located at Columbus, Grand Island, and Hastings.
We put the future in your hands. Central Community College.
The city of Wahoo takes pride in their outstanding high school students. These individuals have always been a source of encouragement, standing as examples of hard work and determination. These area businesses would like to show their support for Wahoo and the Wahoo-Newman high school teams. Good luck in the 1992 state high school basketball tournaments.
The KOLN KGIN Nebraska High School All-State Team Award is sponsored by Lincoln Telephone.
Well, the votes have been counted for the 1992 Class B Boys Coaches All-State team, so let's take a look at it. At one of the guards, Brendan Holbein of Cozad, a 5'10 senior. Brendan averaged 23 points and 8 rebounds a game this year. At the other guard, Chad Spady of Ogallala, a 6'5 senior. Chad averaged 16 points and 9 rebounds a game this season. At center, Chad Jaeger of Lexington, a 6'6 senior. Chad averaged 21 points and 8 rebounds a game this year. At one of the forwards, Jeremy Kildare of Schuyler, a 6'5 senior with a 27-point and 8 rebound a game average this season. And at the other forward, Mark Madison of Nebraska City. Mark, a 6'5 senior, averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds a game this year. Honorable mention in Class B goes to Joel Wyand of Wahoo, Dan Neal of Lexington, Monty Brown of Albion, Tom Riley of Platteview, Chad Juergens of Beatrice, and Adam True of Lincoln Pius. And that's the 1992 Class B Coaches All-State team.
It's been remarkable. It's been a long time since I've witnessed so many points scored in one quarter. The chemistry on this ball club is the key. Every player seems to sense what the others are going to do. What's out is that these girls are well coached. Their defensive play tonight is... She's got the shot away. There's only seconds left.
Student athletes, competitors in the classroom, on the field of play, winners in the game of life.
Our guest commentator in this Class B Boys State Championship game, Bill Ramsey of Cozad, joins us now to talk a little bit about the All-State team this year. One of your players right at the top of the list, Brendan Holbein.
Yes, real proud that Brendan made it. He's really an outstanding basketball player. And, averaged 23 points a game and had 8 rebounds and about led us in about every department. Really pleased with the way they're honored that he's made the team also.
One of the players on this team that had an outstanding record here in the state tournament this year, Jeremy Kildare of Schuyler, 51 points in an opening round overtime loss to Lexington.
I can attest to that. He's a great player and a great shooter. I think maybe one of the best shooters I've seen in this tournament, and he led it up for 20 of 41 or something like that in the loss to Lexington.
A lot of talent in Class B again this year.
Yes, I think really maybe Class B is really has about as good all-around talent as I've seen it in many years.
Just a thought about the second half now. What's Pius going to have to do to overcome this 6-point deficit?
Well, I'm a little surprised that they've held Ogallala from running any more than they have. So, you know, I think they need to extend their defense and try to harass their guards and try to, you know, get a few more steals and then not turn the ball over so many times themselves.
All right, Bill, thanks for being with us. Congratulations on your career and the 400 milestone wins that you've had.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Bill. And we'll be back with more here at halftime after this timeout.
This is a 1011 News Update.
Good evening. Coming up on 1011 News tonight, the names are being released of the worst check bouncers in the House of Representatives. We'll see who tops the list. Thousands of people may be dead after an earthquake in Turkey. And back home, a Chinese student demonstrator brings his message of revolution to Nebraska, and we'll check in on the migration of the Sandhill Cranes. Join us for all the news, weather, and even highlights of the Boys State Championships after the game.
Union College would like you to spend the next 30 seconds thinking about your future. Are you looking for a strong liberal arts college that offers the comfort and personal attention of a small school? Are you interested in a college that pays special attention to your needs? Are you interested in a guaranteed degree? Union College in Lincoln is a conservative Christian college that can help you plan your future. Call Union College today.
Our tour today begins with the Chris Mullen Flight Wing, a modern exhibition of athletic performance. You will see how Christopher's flight shoes from Nike express his sense of movement. Observe the use of color, sublime, and his incredible shooting ability.
Remarkable. He's priceless.
Actually, he's $3.2 million a year.
Oh.
All exhibits donated by Olympia Village.
92 Mercury Grand Marquis, now with more V8 power, more full-size room and comfort, and more safety features, like available dual airbags and optional anti-lock brakes. So think smart, think safe, think Grand Marquis, and think savings now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Ogallala leads Pius 33-27 here at halftime of the Class B Boys State Championship game, and Mark Etzelmiller, the Ogallala coach, has joined us now. Mark, your thoughts about this first half?
Well, I think we made some mental mistakes out there and threw the ball away a couple times, but we still got the lead. The kids are still intense, so I think we're all right.
Now, how does Ogallala come off of that big milestone win over Wahoo last night? Is that affecting your team tonight?
No, it's not affecting our team. I think what we're doing is we're just forcing the ball against that 1-3-1 zone. We're not doing the things we did last night. I think they're a little bit bigger out front, so we're forcing the passes, all we're doing.
I love that lob to start the game to Spady.
Yeah, we set it up pretty good, didn't we?
All right, Coach. Thanks very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck the second half. And we'll be back with more here from the Class B Boys State Championship after this timeout.
If your sporty car doesn't feel so sporty anymore, you need a change. By the team, the BF Goodrich Tire Team. They'll put on BF Goodrich TA Performance tires, tires designed just for your sporty car. You'll feel a whole new level of performance.
Rich Schneider, Schneider OK Tire, Auburn. Hi, Ralph Taverdi, Old Father's OK Tire, Beatrice and Fairbury.
The city of Wahoo takes pride in their outstanding high school students. These individuals have always been a source of encouragement, standing as examples of hard work and determination. These area businesses would like to show their support for Wahoo and the Wahoo-Newman high school teams. Good luck in the 1992 state high school basketball tournaments.
Grab the bell. I'm gonna fly now, I don't care. Do it cool, not do it smooth. Do it up, do it down, now make your move. Gonna get vertical. Get vertical with you. Get vertical. Get
We're at halftime of the Class B state championship where Ogallala leads Lincoln Pius X by 6. And taking a quick look at the halftime statistics. Bill, do you see anything there that jumps out at you? Why maybe Ogallala has an edge and who is struggling in what area?
Well, I'm sure Coach Etzemuller's not happy with 13 turnovers. And, you know, Coach Seib's probably not really too unhappy with just 7. But rebounds are pretty even, 15 to 13. And I'm sure that neither team's very happy with their free throw shooting, just a little over 50%. Each of them, 6-11 for Ogallala and 5 of 9 for Pius.
You bet. Well, we'll be back with the second half of this Class B state championship game after this timeout.
There's just one thing most every farmer calls on his mid-range tractor to do. More. The new line of Case International Maxim tractors is up to the task. With power from a 6-cylinder engine, performance from a fully synchronized or power shift transmission, featuring forward and reverse shuttle shift, and protection with a 5-year, 5,000-hour warranty. See your local Case International dealer. Coming on strong. Geneva Implement Company, Geneva, and Fairbanks International, Hastings.
When rain comes into view, cool air surrounding. Call me rain. The air of quality, cools with efficiency.
When summer heats up your neighborhood, cool down with a call for reliable, high-efficiency air conditioning from Rain.
Call me rain.
Action Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln, and Myers Heating and Air Conditioning, Grand Island.
There's more to the news than what you see in the headlines. Each Sunday night, 10/11 News takes an inside look at issues that matter to you. We'll take you beyond the headlines as we talk to the people involved. Join us for Nebraska Matters, Sunday nights at 10 on 10/11 News.
We are set to start the second half of this Class B state championship game. Pius gets the ball to start it, and the Bolts will be moving to our right to start the second half. Pius in green, their starting lineup intact as Adam True has his shot blocked, and here comes Ogallala on the break. Ryan Mann will slow it up and have some trouble with it. He gives way to Kent Kane. Mann and Kane the guards. Jeremy Glenn 6'7" inside. Chad Spady and Andy Kosmicki are the forwards. And here's a shot. No, Kane tries to dish it off inside to Spady. And who's going to get the loose ball? Pius.
I believe Ogallala was in the zone that last time. I think Ogallala was in the 1-4 like they usually run, but they just threw the ball away.
Here's Pius, Jeremy Weezer, he and John Burt starting at guard. Adam True, the big guy in the center. Weezer tries to get it back out to one of his forwards. Doug Goodwater underneath. Burt muscling it up. Looked like he might have been fouled, and now it's taken away. Turnover the other way. Holy cow. Did you see Kent Kane just jump right over the top of John Burt?
Jumped about 5 feet in the air.
Holy cow. Jump ball called. And on the alternating possession, it will go over to the Ogallala Indians. Doug Goodwater and Darren Hannigan to complete the Pius starting lineup. They are the forwards. This is Mann. Kosmicki has it taken away. True.
Weren't aware that anybody was behind him.
Right. Weezer penetrates. Nice pass inside to Goodwater.
Take a chance on trying to steal the ball, and then that breaks down your defense.
You bet. Get penetration, and you have a good guard. When he can create something like that, you're always going to get in trouble. Spady, he's been pretty silent and is short on this jumper. Burt has the rebound. Burt gives way to Weezer.
I don't believe that's a shot Coach Etzemiller wanted right there.
Hannigan almost goes out of bounds and still turns it over, but look at Burt get it right back. This Pius team is quick. They've done a good job pressuring Ogallala. Maybe not in the full court so much, but that half-court pressure. You think Adam True wanted to go strong to the hoop?
They're quicker than I've seen them. They look just quicker tonight than I've seen them in the other 2 games.
Maybe that win over Wahoo took something out of Ogallala because they sure had to play tough the entire way against Wahoo's full-court pressure. This guy has been playing very well. Kent Kane has 13 points now to lead Ogallala. A little bit of a two-man show being put on. Kane for Ogallala and True for Pius. This is Goodwater. No. Nice rebound by Kosmicki.
No, Kosmicki's only a sophomore.
Ooh. Jumper on the way, no good by Kane this time, and Adam True has the rebound.
I don't think Coach Etzemiller wanted that shot.
Weezer pops it back out. True falls away for three, and I don't think Coach Seib wanted that one.
No, I'm sure he just, the only time you say nice shot is if it goes in.
Yeah. And even then, sometimes it can encourage a player to keep taking those kind of shots, and sooner or later you're going to get burned.
Pretty physical.
Yeah. A lot of players hitting the deck tonight in this one. Adam True. Look at that.
Took a little step, I think, though.
Yeah, he might have. I think he felt the pressure behind him and thought someone was going to try to block the shot. Spady has trouble, and it's taken away by Goodwater.
Quick hands, quick hands.
Ogallala appears to be doing more dribbling than passing, and that has really hurt the Indians, putting the ball on the floor. Adam True, nice low post move. That's what you want on a high-low post, isn't it? To get the ball high and have somebody flash down low.
That's a very good idea, and of course that guy gets you on your hip, and then you really are beat.
Yeah. He's either going to get the easy two, or you're going to commit a foul, and
sometimes
the latter
three.
happens. Yep. Jeremy Glenn goes to the bench with three. As you see the replay, Adam True at the free throw line. He is 4 for 6 from the line so far tonight. Has 18 points. Big night for Adam True. But you gotta hit those free throws. 35-31 our score. You get a look at Mark Etzemiller talking things over with Jeremy Glenn, who's on the bench with 3 fouls. Second free throw, good by Adam True. True now has 19 points, leads all scorers in this ball game.
They're really extending that 1-3-1 out, or 1-2-2. It's sometimes a 1-3-1, sometimes a 1-2-2.
On the baseline, Kosmicki, no good. Who's going to get the rebound? Loose ball on the floor. Look at Spady go after it. And here's Ogallala with it. Big possession, traveling or a foul? A foul. And it will go against Jeremy Weezer.
I think so many times you see where there's about 2 or 3 fouls in a row, and then they finally pick the third one.
There's a timeout on the floor with 4:03 left in this third quarter. Ogallala leads it 35-32.
Life doesn't have to be just going to work to survive. You can enjoy your work if you discover the work you enjoy and get the training you need. We'll help you do just that at Southeast Community College. If you want good jobs waiting for you after just 2 years, or if you want a great 2-year start to a 4-year college degree without creating your own grand national debt, you need to call us at Southeast Community College. We're a place for all people, and we have a place for you.
Our tour today begins with the Darryl Strawberry Cross-Training Wing, a modern exhibition of athletic performance in its purest form. As you can see, Darryl has many techniques, all derived from his cross-training shoes by Nike. Notice his precision and unwavering concentration.
His work's improved since he left New York.
It's a West Coast thing. All exhibits donated by Olympia Village.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, the Class B final and the final game of the 1992 State Boys Basketball Tournament. Ogallala with a basketball. But
There's one of those I was talking about threw it away, getting it in bounds.
Boy, Ogallala's struggling against this half-court defense by Pius. Jumper on the way, no good by Kane. Probably not a great shot, and Kane is now limping on what looks to be a sore ankle. But now Adams running, or Kent's running a little bit better.
Not a good shot at all there.
No, off balance.
Out of control.
Yeah, you got to teach those guys to go straight up, don't you? Look at the roll, the shooter's roll by Adam True, and True now has 21 of Pius's 34 points. Long jumper is good shot by Jason Lund, who has just checked into the Ogallala lineup. A 3 by Lund, and it's 38-34. Pius had crawled to within 1. The Bolts. Goodwater, it's good. Doug Goodwater.
Thought that was going to be a turnover, and he picked it up and shot it and made it.
Yep. Good presence. Jumper on the way by Kane. No. Who's going to get the rebound? Pius. Goodwater. And more bodies on the floor. I tell you, I don't know what little Jeremy Weezer's doing underneath the basket, but he's getting drilled down there. Goodwater, high-low post move. No, misses, but gets it back.
Missed the first one, made the second one.
And it's a tie ball game, 38-38.
I think the Temple's favoring Ogallala, or favoring Pius right now.
Well, the momentum has sure switched to Pius's favor. The Bolts trailed it by 6. Three-pointer, way short. And True comes up with the loose ball. Pius is being scrappier. They're coming up with the loose balls, aren't they, Bill?
They are. They're getting right down and scrambling for every little loose ball.
Goodwater off the glass, no good. Nice defensive positioning, but Pius comes up with it again, and the Bolts take the lead. 40-38. Pius goes in front. Jumper by Kane. Rebound Kosmicki. Oh,
great move.
That kid is a sophomore. Puts it off the glass, has the presence of mind. For a second there, I thought Ogallala was starting to press a little bit. But a big hoop by the young sophomore. Here's Burt, all tied up, 40 apiece. Adam True. Yes! No, wait. They called it before the shot. Before the shot on Chad Spady. That will be the 3rd personal foul on Spady. A couple of substitutions coming in for both squads. Ryan Mann checks back in and Jeremy Glenn in.
I think Pius is moving more on offense right now. Ogallala's standing around a little bit.
Mark Johnson comes in for the Pius team. As you saw the replay, the foul called before the shot. And now Spady and Glenn both have 3 personal fouls. 1:25 left in the 3rd period. All knotted up, 40 apiece. The Bolts have been tough in the 4th quarter here at the state tournament. Tom Seib wants more movement on offense by his team, and his Bolt team responds. Look at True. He's down in that low post.
Had him open, and they missed him.
Hannigan hits it. Darren Hannigan, 2 hoops in a row, and Pius goes back in front, 42-40.
This is how Pius beat Kearney and Hastings. They're a darn good team, or they wouldn't beat them.
You betcha. Pius is on a roll. They have won 11 straight ball games. Jumper, one of those moving jumpers by Ryan Mann. He didn't go straight up vertical. Oh, pressure from behind almost causes Burt to turn it over, and now Burt takes the timeout. Holy cow, things are heating up at the Devaney Center as Pius comes from 6 down at the half. And they now lead Ogallala 42-40. Coach Ensemiller kind of getting after his kids. Maybe if Ogallala's not playing with as much intensity as he would like, can a coach do anything to try to recapture intensity?
It's hard to say. It depends on, how mentally tired they are. I look for Ogallala to try to change defenses. They're going to have to try to. I think the tempo right now certainly is favoring Pius, and they're not shooting good shots. Ogallala's not. Pius is moving and getting really good shots. So they're going to have to do something to change the tempo of the game.
Now, how much last night when Ogallala seemed to handle Wahoo's full court pressure well, and then Ogallala got a lot of transition baskets as a result, and maybe this half-court pressure is a wiser move against them.
Well, I think it is. It certainly seems to be paying off for Pius.
Pius with the basketball and a 2-point lead. The Bolts have never led by more than 2. In fact, I think they led in the early going 3-2, but ever since it's been all Ogallala. And now True goes hard to the hoop again. When you see that look in a player's eye like Adam True has, you want him on your side, don't you?
Oh, he just took the ball to the hole there and just showed determination in his face.
He is playing like a man possessed, and he does not want to be denied. Jason Lund picks up a personal. Now a couple substitutions, probably wisely. They get Hannigan on the bench, who has 3 fouls, has played the entire 3rd quarter with 3 fouls. Coming in is John Sand for Pius. You don't want to get somebody to pick up a cheap foul. Chad McGuire has also checked into the Pius lineup.
Right now, Pius only has one team foul this half,
which is good in terms of keeping people out of foul trouble, but coming down the fourth quarter, if you want to foul somebody to put them at the line,
then you're in trouble.
Yeah, be a detriment. True makes the first. He'll try the second. In, out, and in.
He's really got a nice touch.
Yeah, he does. And now they'll give Adam True a little bit of a blow with 33.5 seconds left.
Ogallala better do it now.
44-40. I'm sure Pius, if whatever happens, this possession will go for one shot next trip down the floor. Spady, he wants it. It's blocked from behind by John Burt, the sophomore. Spady only has 7 points in this ball game and no field goals in either the second or third quarter. I think Ogallala needs to get the ball in his hands a bit more. Mann loses it. Spady comes up with it. And now Burt almost gets the steal. 15 seconds left. This is Kane. He's short. Kent has cooled off a bit. 10 seconds. Burt wants it. John Burt, this could be a huge momentum gatherer from three. Has it knocked away. Desperation shot, no good. And the third quarter comes to an end, and what a great quarter it was for Lincoln Pius X as the Bolts turn a 6-point deficit into a 4-point lead.
Great quarter for Pius.
Oh, great quarter. Stay tuned for the final period coming up.
If your sporty car doesn't feel so sporty anymore, you need a change. By the team, the BF Goodrich Tire Team. They'll put on BF Goodrich TA Performance tires. Tires designed just for your sporty car. You'll feel a whole new level of performance.
See your local BF Goodrich dealer at Geneva Tire in Geneva or Tire Master Incorporated in Grand Island.
I like sports. I love Ford trucks.
You'll have to decide for yourself which one America loves more. Right now at Seward County Ford Lincoln Mercury, you can find a huge selection of Ford F-Series trucks, Explorers, and Rangers. Come in and buy now. They sell vehicles for less and follow up their sale with quality care.
Come buy a truck from my mom named Dean Peck. Or my dad, Gary Gross. Seward County Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Pius has the ball to start the fourth quarter. And Bill Ramsey, our guest colored commentator for this Class B state championship game. Adam True, turnaround jumper is good, and the momentum is all in Pius's favor.
Just such a soft touch that he has on that ball. Just roll right over the edge of the rim.
Spady from three, no. Jumper, no, and a rebound over the back, no. The foul will go against John Sand. It looked like Glenn might have gone over the back, but Sand must have been pushing off inside. That will be the second personal on Sand, just the second team foul. Bill, the momentum definitely in Pius's favor right now.
Right now, they were just doing everything right.
And there's another foul. This will go on Mark Johnson, his first.
You know, basketball is a game of streaks. And, you know, that's if Ogallala needs to get one of those streaks where they get going.
Ogallala, a good come-from-behind team?
I don't think they've been behind much, so that's hard to say. You know,
yeah.
They've only lost one game to Lexington. And
look at the Pius kids hustle.
That's, you know, I think right now they're getting out hustled.
And the threes are not falling now for Ogallala, and it seems that Pius is getting every loose ball. Here comes Mark Johnson, a 5'10 junior, almost has it taken away. It's on the floor. Who's going to come up with it? Look at Johnson go after it, and there's a jump quickly. And on the alternating possession, the ball will go over to Ogallala's side. Nice hustle by Mark Johnson, even though it turned out being a turnover on him. He still did a good job going after the ball on the floor.
I guess you're wondering who the officials call a foul on in a mix-up like that.
Yeah, I like that, just to call a jump when everyone's pretty much diving after it, and they don't want to get somebody hurt. And now Johnson gets it right back. He's hacked from behind. W.D. Craig with the personal foul.
There's that pressure out in front again, getting to the Ogallala Indians.
Pius has outscored Ogallala 8-2 over the last couple of minutes. And that has resulted in the Bolts taking a big lead of 6 points here in the fourth quarter.
6 points in this game seems to be quite a bit.
Free throw is good. Although I hate to bring up ghosts from state tournaments past, but I think it was when Wahoo, in the middle of their big, long winning streak, in fact, one of the early years, they played Pius in the finals, and they were down like 17 points with about 4 minutes to play, and Wahoo came back and won that game. It was one of the most incredible finishes I've ever seen in a basketball game.
I bet Coach Seif remembers that.
Oh. Beatty!
There's one that maybe that might change the momentum a little bit.
You bet. I'll tell you, that's one reason, though, why I have so much respect for Tom Seib. I went out and did a story on him the day after that defeat and talked to him about what he said to his players dealing with such a crushing defeat like that. They were celebrating a state championship. Wahoo came down and made 2 3-pointers like in the last 10 seconds of the ball game, and he really dealt with his kids in a great manner as far as teaching them to learn from disappointment and learn from defeat. And that's really what high school athletics is all about.
That's what it's all about. That's true.
Chad Spady completes the 3-point play. He now has 10 in the ball game. And there's the turnover. Maybe that momentum starting to switch back. We were talking about
moving a little more now.
Yep. Man from 3. No. Who's going to come up with the loose ball? Pius does. There was a chance where Jeremy Glenn probably should have tried to pull it. Yep. Instead, he tried to tip it away. Burt with the pressure. They wanted a turnover.
Might have been carrying the ball there.
Jumper, no roll. Chad Spady is fouled. No doubt about that one. John Sand commits his 3rd personal, and suddenly Pius now up to 5 team fouls. The action fast and furious.
Ogallala really needs to score in this possession.
Glenn, no. And a foul. Watch out for a technical.
That's what you don't need, the technical.
No. John Sand picks up his 4th. John is a 6'3" junior.
16 foul, I believe.
And getting set to check in is Doug Goodwater. Tough to keep the emotions out in such an emotional game. Sometimes you say to these kids, there's a timeout on the floor. And
there is so much contact, too.
Yeah. Pius leading it, 48-43, and we'll be back with more right after this.
There's just one thing most every farmer calls on his mid-range tractor to do. More. The new line of Case International Maxim tractors is up to the task. With power from a 6-cylinder engine, performance from a fully synchronized or power shift transmission, featuring forward and reverse shuttle shift, and protection with a 5-year, 5,000-hour warranty. See your local Case International dealer. Coming on strong. Nebraska Equipment, Seward, and Fairbanks International, Holdridge.
Ladies, let's look at next week's agenda. Irene, you're down for chicken sandwiches. Lily, hand-sliced onion rings. Esther, homemade burgers. And Frida has promised to bring some of those ground beef sandwiches like she made in the old country. Meeting adjourned till the 25th.
Runza, food just like Grandma used to make.
Ogallala with a basketball. The Indians trail it by 5, but Ogallala starting to maybe get some momentum back. They could sure use a hoop here with 5:50 remaining in the ball game. Kane tries to get it. He's been short on his shot, and maybe that's one of those signs that this team is tired.
I think maybe they should get the ball inside a little bit.
Yeah.
They haven't done that much.
Mark Johnson. They're posting up Goodwater. Nice turnaround jumper, but Goodwater's too strong. However, Ryan Mann can't control the rebound.
You know, they had a lot of quick baskets last night on the break and breaking the press, and then also going inside, and they haven't done that tonight. They haven't got the ball off the break.
Right. No, they have just totally neutralized Pius, has totally neutralized Ogallala's running game. Drive on the baseline. Johnson gives off to True. It's blocked and foul. A foul on Jeremy Glenn. That will be his fourth. Oh,
I believe Adam True might have run over a couple of guys on that one.
Yeah, there's one of them. But it maybe was a good no call because he ran over him, but the defensive player was also moving into Adam. So sometimes in a physical game like that, as you see Mark Ettemiller, I'm sure he wasn't pleased with the last call. Sometimes the no call is the best call.
That's right.
Still got to let him play, and Adam True will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. No, Adam doesn't get the roll this time.
That ball just spun right out of there.
27 points, and sometimes state championships are won and lost on the spin of a basketball. True doesn't get the roll this time either, and it's 48-43. Man, ooh, was that double dribble? Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it.
He caught it and picked it up. He'd already dribbled, and as he picked it up, then he dribbled again.
Even when you drop it like that, that's still considered a dribble. Mark Johnson brings it up against the pressure. Ogallala gets the turnover.
Big steal.
And the hoop by Ryan Mann. And you were right, Ogallala's kind of picking up the intensity defensively. John Burt all the way.
Good shot.
And that kid's just a sophomore. And if he's like his brothers, he's going to get a couple inches taller, too.
They practice all the time out in their garage.
Yeah. And what a couple of great brothers to learn from. Checking back in, Jeremy Weezer. He checks in, and Mark Johnson will go out.
Bad turnover there by Ogallala.
50-45. Just when it looked like Ogallala was right back in it, Pius has a chance to go up by 7, which would be the Bolts' biggest lead of the ball game. Hannigan, he's a great shooter. Hasn't had a chance to get free much, though, tonight. It's been the Adam True show. And with 4 fouls on Jeremy Glenn, I'm sure Pius would love to get the ball in Adam True's hands. True loses it, and here comes Kane for Ogallala. Kane out top to Glenn. Man for 3, no! The shots from the outside are not falling for Ogallala. And I agree with you, Bill. They when those outside shots aren't going,
they need to go inside.
Yeah, got to push it in. They've got 2 big horses in there, too. And I tell you, you add Kent Kane, who plays a lot bigger than 6'2", and you got some big guys in there.
Remember, against Wahoo, Spady had 30 points, and he has already touched the ball this half.
Yeah. Burt, not a good shot, and doesn't go in. And with a rebound is Kane. Whenever you change your shot while you're in the air, unless you're Michael Jordan, those don't work very well.
Shot that one left-handed.
Yeah. And I tell you, Adam True just said, nobody is going to get this rebound but me. Weezer against the pressure. Adam True pops out to help out. It's going to come down to poise now in the last 3 minutes. Which team has more? Pius, a team completely rebuilt from last year. Adam True, the only player back from last year's varsity, and he didn't even start. But they had a good JV team, and now we'll see if this team can hold a 5-point lead in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Who's going to come up with it? Pius gets it. Every loose ball, it just seems that Pius is getting.
Spady's really limping bad.
Yeah, he is. Look at Spady. He's out by the free throw line, number 50, and he is hurting. That thigh is bothering him. True. Shoots it. Not a good shot, but with a rebound, it's Burt.
What a rebound.
Yeah. I tell you, you were talking about positioning earlier, Bill, and Burt is only 6'2", but that kid has gotten a lot of rebounds. I suppose when he works out in the driveway with Charlie and Tom, he learns that if I don't get the positioning against those horses, I'm never going to get the ball.
They probably just pick on him all the time.
Well, I tell you, he might be doing some picking back here in the next couple of years. John Burt has 4 points in the game, but he has played an excellent all-around basketball game, and now will shoot the biggest free throws of his young life, and he nails the first. Pius is up by 6, 51-45, 2:19 to play. The Bolts, will their frustration of finishing runner-up all the time come to an end? A lot of basketball yet to be played, and Burt's second free throw won't go down. Here comes Ogallala on the attack. The Indians trailing by 6. 2 minutes left in this basketball game.
Gonna have to penetrate there. There we go.
And a great block by Adam True.
That was a clean block.
Burt against the pressure. True, nobody on him. Hit.
Great shot.
And it could be time for Ogallala to take a timeout as they trail it 53-45. Three-pointer, yes! Kent Kane nails the three, and it's back to a 5-point lead.
Still down 5.
1:30 to play. The defensive pressure needs to really hit some intensity now for Ogallala. Weiser out top to Goodwater. Hannigan. Big hoop.
Well, they're not clutching. They're making those shots and just relaxing and shooting them.
Lincoln Pius X with a 7-point lead and 1:05 to play. Three-pointer, no good. Burt has the rebound, and he is fouled. And the crowd across the way at Lincoln Pius X is going nuts, and rightfully so right now.
Right now, things don't look very good for Ogallala.
Pius has been runner-up in the 1980s 4 times, 82, 87, 89, 88, and 89. There is a break in the action, and Pius leads at 55-48 with 1:02 to play.
This, of course, is a stop sign. But so is this. And if you want to prove it, just see your NC Plus dealer and try one of these high-performance NC Plus hybrids. They're setting yield standards and stopping traffic all over the country. So see your dealer and plant NC Plus this spring. But just to play it safe, better warn your neighbors. NC Plus, America's down-to-earth seed company.
Well, GASNSHOP sure does care for you. When you run out and need it quickly, we're the folks that sure come through. We've got CONVENIENCE. Gas and Shop means convenience for YOU and me. Gas and Shop, good and friendly, and never too far away. Yeah, however you spell it, Gas and Shop's for you.
Pius leads at 55-48. You see the time left, 1:02.
Pius has just played better every game, and they're playing better as this game goes along.
That's what it takes to win at state. And John Burt nails the free throw. 56-58. Yes. Oh, that was a collected, calm sophomore nailing 2 free throws. Spady for 3. In and out. Pius has the rebound, and Hannigan is fouled by Spady.
All they got to do is make a few free throws. It looks to me like they got it pretty well wrapped up.
Well, you look across the way, Bill, and you see the young Pius fans are really celebrating. You see the older Pius fans still a little apprehensive.
Watch out.
Yeah, they're like, we are not going to celebrate this thing until there is no time left on this clock, because they have seen some strange things happen.
I saw that game where they had the game won and lost it, and so it can happen.
One of the best comebacks in the history of the state boys basketball tournament. Bernie in-body hit a 3, and then Ryan Glock hit a bank 3 at the buzzer to send it to overtime. 11-point lead for Pius. Jumper short again, and Pius has the rebound. And now I think the Bolts may be able to start celebrating. And Pius wants a timeout. 38.8 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts 59-48, a lead over Ogallala.
I think maybe that game last night might have taken something out of it. I'm not trying to take anything away from Pius, but you know, I don't think that Ogallala's played like they did last night.
Well, and they played with so much emotion that entire basketball game. And then, like you say, it was like winning a state championship. You know, the thing that people are going to remember from this state tournament in a lot of respects is Wahoo's winning streak coming to an end. They had won 4 straight titles, 114 games. Ogallala ends that one in a state tournament final atmosphere for sure. I mean, there was intensity the entire way.
The reaction after the game was just like they'd won a state championship. And that was one of the things that concerned me. And when I was talking to Coach Etzmuller, I just asked him, you know, if that would take anything out of it. Of course, he didn't seem to think it would, but, you know, I wondered about that.
Yeah. Well, and you could really see it start to happen. A lot of those shots starting to come up short about midway through that third quarter. That's when they lost that 6-point lead. It's an 11-point game right now, 38.4 seconds left.
I think Pius' defense has just been outstanding tonight.
Oh, tremendous. You think about it, Ogallala has had so few easy shots in this game. Not everything has been contested.
Particularly the second half, they just haven't had any good shots.
And now Burt will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1.
I wonder if high school ball will go to a 10-rule foul and shoot 2 shots like they do in college, or 9, whatever it is.
Would you favor that?
Yes, I would, because I think it's a terrible disadvantage because a lot of these fouls are intentional.
Yeah.
And I mean, they don't call them intentional, but that's what happens. They are fouling intentionally, and you need 2 shots on those.
At the free throw line, John Burt. I hope I haven't called him Tom too much tonight. His older brother is Tom.
Ogallala has only 6 field goals in the second half. There's one.
There's Kane. And it's 59-50, 25 seconds left. Oh, I can see some concerned faces still over there on the Pius side.
3 possessions.
Yeah, that's a lot, but when you, like you say, if you don't hit the front end of those 1-and-1s, you can make up a lot in a hurry.
Each team has 2 timeouts left. There, Ogallala's calling one of theirs.
And Ogallala will take a timeout. This is Jeff Small along with Bill Ramsey, the head boys basketball coach at Cozad. Bill, one thing I wanted to congratulate you on is your outstanding career out there at Cozad. One of the few coaches in the state ever to win 400 games, and you're calling it quits after this year.
Yeah, I just decided I'm going to go fishing, Jeff.
Well, that's great. You've given a lot to the high school game out in the western end of the state, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot in return.
Yeah, I coached at Grant 12 years before I coached at Cozad, and so I've really had a lot of enjoyment out of coaching and working with these young men. And you know, I have no regrets. I'm very happy that I'm going to be quitting here, and I know I'll miss it, but
you bet. Your wife probably won't, though.
We're going to devote a little more time to my wife.
You bet. You bet. Well, that's great. You've had a great career, a state championship at Grant, a state championship out at Cozad, some tremendous history. And I'll tell you, those kids that come out, like you say, that conference out there, they learn to play basketball, a good brand of basketball. 1-and-1 is missed. Here comes Ogallala. It's not over yet. They need to hit some threes. Kane short again. And there's another foul. Well, I tell you, if that's not an indicator, Kent Kane lit it up in the first half. He made some threes. He was just knocking everything down. And this second half...
No, I can't get her to go down.
Yeah, and everything has been short. It's not like he's off from side to side. I'll bet when he throws it up, he thinks, hey, I finally made one, and it's short again. And
they even look good.
Yeah, that's a sign kind of that your legs are starting to go. And what about this guy, Adam True? 29 points. Chad Spady fouls out. Kind of a nice little glance from Spady to True. A recognition of a job well done between 2 excellent senior basketball players.
I know all the coaches in Southwest Conference are probably very glad Chad's graduated.
Seems like a really nice kid, though.
He really is. He's a great basketball player.
Hannigan will check out. And with 15 seconds left, I think one free throw on the part of Adam True will end this basketball game. And the Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts will have their first state championship since 1974, and a well-deserved one. True can't make the free throw.
He's going to finally become a bride.
You bet. Jumper from 3, short. Here's Pius with it. And it will go over to Ogallala, but 4.4 seconds left. And now Tom Seib is clearing the bench. And Lincoln Pius X will win the Class B state championship. Pius has lost to Wahoo the last 4 years at state. Some of the Pius people were saying, we wish we could have got Pius in the finals, but I'm sure this will make up for everything, just getting the state championship. Look at Adam True as he leaves the basketball game. The Pius fans yell, True, and boy, did he ever carry the payload today. The big 6'6" senior finishes with 29 points in this basketball game.
That's a career for some guys.
Oh, he had a game that he will remember forever. And Pius wins the Class B state championship. And don't think those kids aren't happy out there, and don't think that Tom Seib doesn't have a special feeling in his heart right now. He's been disappointed, had his heart broken a couple of times, but now in what he said was one of his funnest teams he's ever worked with, they win the state title.
Well, that's great. You know, he's very deserving, and it's too bad anybody has to lose when you get this far, because there's only going to be one winner, one team that's going to go, you know, and start the next season without a loss.
I tell you what, though, when you look back, some of these high school tournament days will be some of the best days in a young man's life. And when you look back, second place isn't all that bad. There's a lot of Class B schools out there who wish they could finish second.
That's right. You know, I know we finished second twice, and at the time we really hated it, but, you know, later on, why, people don't think quite so much about it, and you forget about that. It's worth it.
You bet it is. And we'll be back as Pius wins the Class B state championship 59-50. The trophy and medal presentation coming up.
And now, here's an important safety tip from NC Plus Hybrids. When you're out in the country this summer, drive carefully, because NC Plus 4275 will be stopping traffic all over this area. At 108 days, it can out-yield hybrids that are a week later and give you lower harvest moisture to boot. So drive safely, and don't get upset if that pickup you're following stops suddenly, because NC Plus 4275 is worth watching.
Next time you need gas, make your choice carefully. Choose a fuel that not only delivers outstanding performance, but is good for the economy and better for the environment. There's one fuel that's American-made from a renewable resource. A fuel that lets any car run cleaner, reducing harmful emissions and air pollution by 25%. Ethanol, 25% cleaner. Next time you need gas, look for an ethanol blend. It's part of the air pollution solution.
Look for the sign.
Top-of-the-line parts.
Red, blue, and white.
Expert advice.
It's a good sign.
Your Big A Auto Parts store.
Keeps your car running right.
Where the pros go for auto parts.
Big A, the sign that keeps your car running right.
See your local Big A dealer.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, where Pius has won the Class B state championship. Bill, there was a lot of speculation, I know, here in Lincoln that with no Lincoln schools in the Class A field, some people said, hey, maybe the crowds are going to be down this year. But the unofficial total, 102,384 people attending the state tournament. That's over 6,000 more than last year, and the second best ever I think high school basketball is pretty healthy here in Nebraska.
That's great. I'm really proud of those figures, and people really turn out and like to see Nebraska basketball.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things is there's so many people who just like to come down and watch state basketball. They don't care who's in it.
I'm going to come every year regardless, whether my team qualified or now that I'm retired, I'm still going to come back and watch a state tournament.
Great. And now let's go over to our PA announcer, Roy Churchill, for the presentation of the Lincoln Pius X Team Trophy and Medals.
One by one. Number 11, Todd Riddle. Number 23, O.J. LaPointe. Number 31, Chad McGuire. Number 33, Mark Johnson. Number 41, Brian Bennis. Number 43, Ryan Wilhelm. Number 45, John Sand. Number 15, John Burt. Number 21, Jeremy Weiser. Number 35, Doug Goodwater. Number 53, Darren Hannigan. And number 55, Adam Cruz. The 1992 Nebraska Class B high school basketball champion is Pius X High School of Lincoln. Congratulations, players and coaches.
There are some very happy Lincoln Pius X fans as the Bolts win the Class B state championship 59-50 over Ogallala. We'll be back with the final stats and then chat with the Pius coaches and their players right after this.
Planning your future, which way do you go? Make the right choice.
Central Community College is the right choice if you want to move ahead, qualify for advancement, or prepare for a new career through our 49-degree and diploma programs. Campuses at Columbus, Grand Island, and Hastings.
We put the future in your hands. Central Community College. When rain comes into view, cool air surrounding you. Call me rain. The air of quality cools with efficiency.
When summer heats up your neighborhood, cool down with a call for reliable, high-efficiency air conditioning from Rheem.
Call me Rheem.
Capital Heating and Air Conditioning, Lincoln, and Myers Heating and Air Conditioning, Grand Island.
Cellular phone service was once a luxury reserved for the very rich and very powerful. Fortunately for the rest of us, prices have been shrinking. Today, the convenience of cellular can be very affordable, and nobody makes it more affordable than Lincoln Telephone Cellular. Isn't it time you talked with the leader? Lincoln Telephone Cellular.
Well, the Sports Center is still abuzz with Lincoln Pius X fans as the Bolts win their first state championship since 1974 after finishing 4 times in the 80s as runner-ups. The Bolts get the big prize. And looking down at the final statistics, Bill, a couple things I think really maybe stand out as far as Pius winning this basketball game.
Rebounding, Pius really dominated the second half, 37. There was a final of 29, and free throws are pretty even, and turnovers, Ogallala had 21 and Pius had 13. I think the second half they only had 5 or 6, and so field goal percentage 19 of 64 for Ogallala and 22 of 61 for Pius. They just came on like gangbusters in that second half.
Yeah, and a lot of that's just the field goal shooting not that good, but there was some intense defense.
Well, Pius got the ball inside more than Ogallala did in the second half, and Ogallala really didn't go to their bread and butter and get it inside like I thought they might.
Okay, and we'll be back to hear from the Pius coach, Tom Seib, and their players right after this.
I love to tell the story. Well,
here are the most popular gospel music recordings ever made. Tennessee Ernie Ford has sold over 20 million gospel music albums. And now, here are the most popular of all his gospel songs for you to enjoy.
There's a church in the valley by the wildwood, no lovelier spot in the dale. No.
You get the joyful gospel music recordings so universally loved. They were on the nationwide top hit chart every week for over 5 years.
When they ring the
the richly produced gospel recordings that have never been equaled. Every song's a favorite.
Whispering hope.
I'm sure these songs will give you strength and hope.
Come by
The most uplifting music you've ever owned.
one day at a time.
You get Tennessee Ernie's world's most inspiring songs of faith and his famous all-time favorite hymns. You get them both in this unprecedented offer. They're not in stores, and you must order now.
There'll never be another Tennessee Ernie Ford. You get 2 beautiful, inspiring records or 2 cassettes for $14.98, or 1 compact disc for $16.98. Mail to Tennessee Ernie, Box 1701, St. Louis, 63103. This special Tennessee Ernie Ford offer will end with no advance notice. Mail to Tennessee Ernie, Box 1701, St. Louis, Missouri, 63103.
We are back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center where the Pius players taking turns and taking their time savoring the trimming of the net. And joining me is Tom Seib, the Lincoln Pius X coach. And Tom, I have admired you over the years, the dignity that you have held in some very disappointing defeats, and now you win it all, and it's got to make a lot of things feel worth it. And I know this was a victory for a lot of former Pius teams as well.
You bet it was. That was what I told all the players as I gave them their medals, was this is for the last 6 years for all those guys, because we've been so close so many times, and it got so frustrating for a while there, but we tried to keep our poise throughout all that stuff, and these guys really wanted it awful bad. We got a lot of good messages from past players tonight and during the day today, and they all said the same thing. They just said go out and give it everything you got, and good things will happen. And these guys have never quit. This is about 6 games out of the last 7 where we've been down and have just fought our way back into the game and done it when we had to do it. And that's just a real credit to these guys. They get down and they really get after it.
Yeah, and you look at like the Burt brothers, Kelly Hendricks. Those are the guys that have set the stage for these guys to be successful.
You bet, and they were all here tonight, and they were all talking to the guys before the game about how to, just get out there and just do it, and do it for yourselves, not for anybody else. And that's the big thing. They said, don't do it for your parents, don't do it for the past players, just do it for yourself. And that was really neat, and it helped us a little bit, I think.
Is this a monkey off your back? Do you feel less pressure now?
Well, I feel like kind of like Mike Krzyzewski, I guess. I guess, he was frustrated for a while there, too, trying to get to the national championship, and this feels awful good. Yeah, a little bit. It's nice. It's really nice, and it's something I've always dreamed of, and it's kind of neat to have it finally happen. A lot of coaches go many, 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 many years and never get one of these, and I've been very fortunate to be surrounded with a lot of really good athletes and great kids, and finally came true for us.
Tell me about what you thought was the key to victory, especially your team taking over in the third quarter.
Well, our halftime speech was basically to try to get the ball to Adam as much as we possibly could. We picked up in the first half that Jeremy Glenn was a step slow on Adam, and we thought if we get him down on the block as much as possible, he could work on him real hard, and that was part of it. The other thing we started to do was come out a little bit on our defense, on our zone defense, and try to pressure their guards a little bit into making some bad passes, and it worked out all right. So those are the two things we tried to do at halftime.
Adam, we had him for 29 points. His broad shoulders were carrying a lot of weight tonight.
What a tournament he had. He had 29 tonight. I think he had 20 last night, and he had 26 on Friday night. And it was all hard work. He just worked his rear end off, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He's had a great season and came from nowhere this year, and he's such a great kid.
Well, Tom, I want you to savor this victory with some of those past players,
We'll
and
do that.
I want all you folks out there to know this is one man I really respect, one of the great coaches in high school basketball, and I'm really glad you got that state championship.
You're really kind. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you.
and you were our color man last year. If people think that you do color for us one year and then win the next, we're going to have a lot of people wanting to do it.
This was a whole lot more fun than doing color last year. I'll guarantee you that.
Thanks a lot. Okay, congratulations,
Thank you
Tom.
very much.
We're going to talk to some of the Pius players now. Let's bring in Mark Johnson first of all. And Mark, this team just never quit tonight, did you? You guys just kept getting after it all the way.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, it was kind of shaky with the 1-3 record, and we just eventually just pulled it together and just came together as a team all season long, and eventually paid off for us.
Was there a hunger? Could you see it in the rest of the players, maybe during timeouts or at halftime, that you could just see that, hey, this team wants it and is not going to be denied?
Yeah, because before the game, we got an inspirational letter from one of the former players who said that, you know, let's be one of the few who've won it in the last 6 years, and we kind of wanted to win one for Tom's side.
Well, congratulations, a great win. We want to talk to one of the younger players, John Burt. Come on in here, John. And John's a player. You've got some older brothers who I know have probably helped you out along the way, and this is something I'm sure you want to share with them.
Well, yeah, all the driveway balls probably helped over the years. This is incredible. It's real fun. And this is for all my brothers who haven't won a state basketball championship yet. And I think they're feeling just as excited as I am right now.
What does this mean to the Pius school? To you know, you've heard the kids make fun of Pius in the past about choking and things like that.
Well, it does a great amount. I mean, I just think we just showed that we had the heart this year, our team, and it was just great.
Well, maybe some more, too. You got some good young players.
Well, yeah, we're going to Class A, so it might be a little tougher, but I think we can do it if we really stick with it.
Got a highlight of you in action, John. You had 7 points tonight. Take a look at TV, and I think you'll like yourself maybe on TV, huh?
I hope so.
Well, I guess we don't have a highlight queued up. So, okay, thanks a lot, John. Congratulations. We're going to talk to Jeremy Weiser right now. And, Jeremy, this is maybe more pressure than the game itself, all these people around for a post-game interview.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but not too bad.
You guys really handled the pressure tonight of Ogallala, didn't you?
Yeah, we did a pretty good job, and we played great defense, and that's what defense wins the games for you.
You bet it does, and that seemed to be the key, that half-court trap. I don't think Ogallala got an easy shot the entire second half.
No, they had some pretty good shots, but they weren't all falling, but we did a good job.
Jeremy, I know you were trying to get the ball inside of that big guy. He was really doing it.
Yeah, he was doing a great job, man. He's been doing it all year for us, and he's always there for us. Some guy we can rely on.
Okay, let's bring in Adam True now, the big guy who had 29 points tonight, Adam. They're not booing, they're saying true. Tell me what it means to win this state championship. I talked to you earlier this week, and you felt you had the team that had the momentum that could do it, and now you've done it.
God, I sound so stupid. Sorry. And we had the team to do this because Coach Seib, we had to win this for Coach Seib. 6 years he's been here. He hasn't won one. And I'm dumbfounded.
Yeah, I think that something that really got to be a credit to Coach Seib is you were the only player back from the varsity this year, and you didn't even start last year. And, I mean, you took a new team, and you guys just gelled together and played great basketball.
Definitely. Beginning of the year, I mean, we weren't supposedly be anything. We come here, I mean, 20-5, #1 state. I mean, we just came together like a family.
Tell me about you down low in this basketball game. You just seemed like when you got the ball, you were not to be denied tonight. Was this maybe as strong a feeling as you've ever had that I'm just going to score every time I get it?
Yeah, I felt good because they played man-to-man, and that isolated me so I could get the ball. And you know, like on that one, I mean, the guys were telling me to kick it out, but they didn't really stop me all night. I got stuffed a couple times, but I kept going hard, and I got that kid out of the game, fouled him out.
Right.
Just kept going hard.
What about winning the state championship? After all the frustration, I'm sure you've been at this Devaney Sports Center at this very time.
Since 7th grade.
Yeah, had some disappointing losses, but this makes up for a lot.
Sure does.
Congratulations, Adam True. We're going to talk now with Doug Goodwater. Doug, you had a good game down the stretch, played some great defense, and I think that's what this Pius team is crediting this victory to, is defense.
Yeah, we started out the season 1-3. We weren't playing very good defense, and then now we're getting after it on defense, and we ended up state champions, and no one thought we would.
I know that the team, when I talked to you guys earlier this week, you said you guys are playing like a real team, and you show that when you learn your roles and you go out and do the job and work hard, listen to what the coach says, good things happen.
Yeah, and at the beginning of this game, we started out, we were trying to do everything on our own. No one was looking for anything. Then towards the end of the game, we started working as a team, and we ended up winning it, so that's what counts.
Okay, we got a highlight of you coming up, Doug. You had 4 points in the game. Maybe not up to your average, but I'm sure you're not complaining.
No, not at all. As long as we win, that's all that counts.
This is kind of fun just doing this out here, isn't it? You got all the people around.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, this is a moment you guys can savor for a long time. Congratulations. Want to bring in Darren Hannigan now. Darren, you had 10 points tonight, a little bit below your average, but this team just never quit.
Never. It's been all through districts and state. We've made sure we don't quit. We know we can come through, give it to Adam, give it to anyone. We know we can do it in the clutch.
I talked to you earlier this week, Darren, and you guys really believed earlier. Did you really believe deep down that you could win this, or what?
We had confidence. We knew that we played the best teams in the state all season long, and we knew that was going to pay off in the end. And Coach Saib, even at the beginning when we were 1-3, he kept telling us, no matter what, just keep working and you'll be there.
And you guys are there. Tell me about winning this state championship. Oh, especially for past Pius players. I know you've been around the Pius program for a long time.
It's just unbelievable. It feels so good. Mr. Sai's been here 6 years, and it feels so good to get him his first state championship. I'm so glad I'm a part of it.
Okay, we've got a highlight, I think, of you coming up here, and take a look at this, Darren. This is kind of sweet, getting the publicity here now at the end, the crowd behind you, getting the hoop during the game.
It feels really good. I'm just really glad we pulled it off.
Okay, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Darren, great win for not only this team, but for the school and for really a lot of teams in the past.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Darren Hannigan, also a Pius. So this wraps it up for the state basketball tournament for 1992. Bill, I'm sure glad you had a chance that we had the pleasure to have you work with us, and we saw a great basketball game with a comeback for Pius tonight.
Yeah, really two great teams, and I really had fun. I want to thank you for asking me. I really enjoyed it.
Hey, we enjoyed it, and I'm sure you've given a lot of great memories out there in the western part of the state at Kozak.
Well, I sure hope so.
Okay, thank you, Bill Ramsey, our guest color commentator for this Class B game. So the state champions are in the books for 1992. Omaha Benson in A, Pius in B, Battle Creek in C1, Bertrand in C2, Humphrey St. Francis in D1, and Hildreth in D2. And I want to give a special thanks to our entire crew here at Channels 10 and 11, who they spent a lot of long hours setting up, and now they'll be tearing down as soon as this is over. It's headed up by Lisa Gwill. Kirk Hartman is our director, and a lot of people ask us about the long day we put in, but I'll tell you what, the people behind the scenes put in an even longer day, and it's to their credit that these telecasts come off as well as they do. So that wraps it up for the 1992 State Boys Basketball Championship. For Dick Janda, I'm Jeff Schmall for the entire Channels 10-11 crew saying thank you for watching, and see you again next year at the State Boys and Girls Basketball Tournaments.
This has been the 1992 Boys State Basketball Finals, brought to you by your local Case International dealers and NC Plus, America's down-to-earth seed company. .11 hopes you've enjoyed live coverage of today's games and extends congratulations to all participants.